Here we are, nickel on the grass.
This is really meaningful to me, especially to be here with you, talking about nickel on the grass. If you really think about the genesis of me coming in here and talking about the whole program and Winglore and what it would turn into, this is the base of it. And nickel on the grass was an interesting term that we came up with as a brand because it's so meaningful to our community. And the real reason is that it goes back to the Salvation Army. They used to go around asking for funds from people. And so their whole thing was throw a nickel on the drum and save your soul. And then some college kids got a hold of it, of course, right? And then they were saying, throw a nickel on the drum and save a drunken bum. And then fighter pilots eventually co-opted it, and it became throw a nickel on the grass, save a fighter pilot's ass. But if you think about the time frame, it's Vietnam, actually even going back to the Korean War. And so there's a little bit of levity with the situation, right? Because guys were getting shot down. And so it turned into a real tribute to pilots. So that's kind of where nickel got its initial kind of foundation. So we come into Virginia Distillery and we're like, hey, how do we take this brand and turn it into a real product?
That's so meaningful. I love the history of it. And I mean, there's something really historical about this whiskey too. American Single Malt is the newest recognized category of American whiskey. It's been 60 plus years since the TTB even recognized it. So being able to say, these are the standards, this is the quality, I really love how everything about it is premium. 100% malted barley from a single distillery, being able to lock in even more things that we've decided to do, like making it bottled in bond. So you have that 4-year minimum, single distiller, single distilling season. There's just a lot of quality and caliber that I think we've brought together to this.
Yeah, if you don't mind, we can step through tasting.
Yeah, I love starting with a nosing and something that you kind of changed for me. I used to talk about a drive-by. I now talk about doing a flyby. And I really love how so much of taste actually starts with smell. So all these beautiful aromas are locked in this bottle of whiskey. And just bringing it back and forth in that flyby, inhaling, I get vanillins. This beautiful, soft creaminess. Like you can almost smell the mouthfeel and texture. There is this orchard fruit coming right out. I'm getting apple. I'm curious in a second to hear what you're getting. And then like lurking underneath, there's more fruit and spice just right there.
So for me, it's the vanilla you talk about. It kind of reminds me of creme brulee.
Oh, yes. Because there's a sweet note to it as well.
Right. There's a little bit of sweet note and for sure the apple. So it's not quite that like fully cooked apple, but something in between where you have that little bit of crunchiness and that kind of the distinct note from the apple from that. It reminds me of like flying through the clouds and then all of a sudden you burst out of the clouds and you have blue skies.
There's a brightness too that comes through. Should we taste it?
We should.
Okay, I'll do a little priming sip because, this is 100 proof, bottled in bond. We've locked it in at 50% ABV. So, of course, people can add water. They could have it on the rocks. It's going to open up beautifully. Ready for a taste?
Fight's on. That is good.
Right? The mouthfeel, everything coming together because the notes that you get in the aroma come right through on the palate for me. What are you getting?
So I'm definitely getting the apple again.
Yeah.
That's the part to me that's like leads into this kind of warming piece.
Yes.
So it is now kind of that baked apple pie for me.
Yes.
And then I get a little bit of that, the vanilla comes back in. So to me, it's like this interplay of these things. It does remind me of like these aerial combat maneuvers we do. A 2-circle fight, you've got energy management, you've got geometry, and you have all these decisions that you're making real time. So you have these kind of flavors that are dancing and tussling. And I think it maybe depends on who you are, what sticks out the most.
It's like finding that perfect balance, whether it's orchard fruit and baking spice, the graham cracker coming in with the orchard fruit. But then it makes me think also of production, making American Single Malts. We took a lot of tradition from the old world. Scotland has all these great centuries of knowledge that we borrowed from, and even our stills that we're using to make nickel on the grass, double distilled in these copper pot stills that were hand hammered over in Elgin, Scotland. We double distill in symbiosis. So that tandem just in my head was when you were describing that. So cool. And then, one of my other favorite things to just get that balance is the fact that unlike bourbon or rye, American Single Malt can age in any cask type we want.
Yeah, the versatility, it again, that goes back to an aviation thing. I flew FA-18s, right? So you
Right.
have fighter and attack. And the point is, there's a versatility of missions that you have. And to me, that's kind of what American Single Malt is. It's got this diversity and it gives you a lot of things to play with, even though it's just one grain. I think that's what's amazing about it.
Yes, I love that because you have quality, you have efficiency, all of it kind of comes together. And man, the finish on this is lasting so long. I still have all those spices. It's soft, it's sweet. How about you?
That's what I like about when we talk about finishes. I don't think I truly understood what that meant until we had single malts. Because to me, other spirits that people would give me, they would have a finish and it would just kind of end. And then you were left with something to me that wasn't part of the experience you're talking about, whether it's a food flavor or whatever. This is what to me is the best about this. You have that memory of flavors. And so I think that's the exciting piece about learning about spirits is tying it with food and what people experience every day and giving them the language to be able to express what's in it.
It's so important to me to make a whiskey that people want to remember. They want to use it to celebrate and to share. And so having all of this kind of resonate and tell that story is really meaningful.
Yeah, so the finish to me is kind of your at the carrier, we're like on speed, and next thing you know, you crash. But no, that's not what this is. This is like that lingering piece as you're in a rollout on the runway, and you're just kind of like, oh, that was a nice touchdown. And then it goes back to the other thing you talk about. Why is it a premium spirit? And why do we choose Nickel on the Grass, right? So we wanted to celebrate people. And Nickel is paying homage to people who went before us, but it gives us that time to be able to just pause and celebrate that and have a reason to do a toast.
Oh, I will drink to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.